Okay guys, it is Gridiron here, and I'm here basically just to do a kind of quick and dirty review of a new stick I just got in, which is the VKB MCG, and this is the non-pro version, so this is basically the $99 US version. First of all, I didn't go with the pro because, well, for a couple of reasons. So VKB kept missing their deadlines and whatnot for the release of this product, and when the product was originally announced, which was, I don't know, a while ago, quite a while ago, a lot of these, much like the Gladiator, which had where it had a pro version that had steel, and then a basic version which had plastic. These were supposed to be, the analog brake lever and the analog trigger were supposed to be plastic. But now I think because they've wanted to throw, people a bone here, they've basically made both of these metal on the non-pro version. I think really all the pro version comes with is you get a four-way hat here. You get a four-way hat here instead of a two-way hat. You get a four-way hat on the button at the back, which you probably can't see, instead of a two-way. And this has a special function where you can push it in, and it counts as it has a different function where it can stay where you move it. Now, none of those things were particularly important to me. Certainly wasn't worth paying almost double the price for it, so I pieced out on that, and I got the non-pro version. So I'm just going to go basically down the list, like I say, quick and dirty. I'll talk about the build quality, the software, and then the design. So, actually, you know what? Let's just do the build quality and the design in one. So, to start off with the build quality, first of all, it's made of hard plastic. The plastic's pretty good. Personally, I would prefer more of like a soft touch probably, just to help with that, like sweat resistance. I'm not a particularly sweaty guy, but I love the feel of soft touch. I like it for my mice too. I have the G403 here that has the soft touch, and that's really what I prefer, but it's okay, it's whatever. It also has a grip here on the side, which I think really should have actually been soft touch, even if they weren't going to use it for the whole stick. But whatever. I guess it'll definitely last. A lot of people were complaining about like loose boards. I think like down here and up here, inside, like circuit boards. I don't have any of that. My stick's quite solid. It's nice. It's pretty beefy. It got here fine, no damage. So I'm pretty happy with that. What else can I talk about? The analog is very smooth, so it's nicely made. The sticks move around nicely. The haptic feedback of all the buttons, very nice. The dual stage trigger I do find very loud, so I wish that was a little bit quieter because I do live with roommates, but you know what, it'll be okay. It's a small nitpick. What else can I talk about? In terms of this, the design of this, I would have liked it a little bit smaller. I think that because the stick is so tall and it has such a large bulbous area at the top, if it was any taller, like if you are one of the people who has to make who has to use the adapter, the twist adapter on the bottom, this is now probably too high to really be desk mounted. So as you can see, my monitor is on the same level as my gunfighter, and I would say that this is just a little bit. So yeah, my KG12 is about there. So my MCG is probably at the maximum height for me to be for it to be tolerable. So if it was any taller, I'd be pretty much like my plane's dashboard would be gone. I'd have to use my track IR to make sure that I was looking down all the time to be able to see my my dashboard for when I'm flying, particularly warbirds. So that's something to be conscious of if you plan to get this and you're desk mounting it, as opposed to using a I guess one of those monster tech things. The software for this is absolutely terrible. So So I've said this like multiple times on a couple of different forums, but if you're, when you get this, I mean, okay, to be honest, this actually wasn't so bad. It only took me about one night to set this up. When I got this, it took me about 2 days. It's absolutely terrible. The VKB software is absolutely terrible. I think they should stick to hardware and, I don't know, maybe contract someone to write their software for them, because they really have no idea what they're doing. You have to be like a fucking Google engineer or something like that to figure out what they're trying to say and all their stuff. But with this, what I had to do was, when I installed this, I had to type in a code, default in all capital letters, press a kind of like a hidden button, and then restart my black box to make this come back. Because when I originally installed it, I had all the buttons working, but the analogs weren't working. I could not figure it out. So it took me about a day to figure out that I had to factory reset the stick, which was odd, after I installed the profile. So you have to install the profile for it. Okay. You have to first of all, you have to upgrade your firmware. The firmware comes with a profile, so you have to initialize the profile, and then you have to default this, and then you'll get your analogs back. So I literally give VKB like a -2 out of 10 for software. Their software is trash. Anyways, in terms of the actual stick, how it performs, I've been doing some practicing last night. I haven't been able to play competitively right now. I just tried to log into Wings of Liberty, and I don't know, the server's a potato, so it's crashed or something like that. So I'm going to try in a little bit. But I was flying around with the Spitfire last night, and it was pretty nice. It's definitely going to take some getting used to. I had to move the hand rest up, because I have about medium-sized hands, I'd say, and they sit like right at the top. They sit right at the top here. And I would say the buttons are almost just the perfect distance away that I definitely have to strain to get it, right? Definitely have to strain to get that. And for the KG12, I could sit my hand on the side there, and it was about down there. But for this, my hand is up here, so I kind of need someplace to sit. And I actually, if this could go, because they go in pegs, they go up in pegs, so if this had one more peg, that would actually be the sweet spot for me. So that's definitely going to be a muscle memory. I'm definitely going to be I'm going to be building my muscle memory and building my arm muscles here, keeping my hand up here. It's a little bit heavier. So if you're like me and you like a light setup for your gunfighter, that you might need to look into that, and at least increasing your dampening. So the next thing is the actual function of the analog sticks, or sorry, the analog, I guess, axes. This one's not the best, the way it's set up. This one's great. You can use it for a trimmer hat. All the sims I've tried recognize it as a trimmer hat. I was worried when I first got it that because all of these are hats, that they wouldn't be properly recognized, especially in IL2, because on my X55 that I had, I know that it wouldn't recognize a bunch of my axes for some reason. I don't know why, but it recognizes this fine, so I'm using this to trim my plane right now, which is great. This is probably my favorite new feature, is the analog brake lever. So if I press down halfway, like that, the pilot in the sim will only apply the same level of brake. So I haven't had that before, so that's awesome. I've only had on and off, so it's actually helping my takeoffs to have that. So I mean, that's absolutely awesome. In terms of ergonomics, yeah, I've talked about ergonomics. I've talked about button placement. I think that's pretty much it. All in all, it's just an absolutely fantastic stick. Would I recommend it? Yes. Would I recommend the Pro version? No. I think it's nowhere near worth its price. I think at $99 US, I think the normal version is actually a way better deal for pretty much anyone who has either a gunfighter or a gladiator. So if any like I said, this was like super quick and dirty. So if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to comment, reply, ask. Go ahead. Cool. Thanks, guys. Gridiron out.